Oh yeah, sexy biscuits. Nice.
Long goes 1975. A YouTuber is on the rise. Reviewing games late at night and sometimes friends used to bug him. Long goes 1975.
Hey YouTube, Longboys Post 1975, and welcome to the weekly vlog. Do you ever get that feeling of deja vu, you know? And I mean like deja vu for 20 years, where we've been here before. This is somewhat familiar territory. Apparently, Call of Duty Modern Warfare is too realistic. It's obscenely realistic. It portrays absolutely incredibly violent, gory depictions of, well, modern warfare. I'm sure you've seen this. It's out there floating around in YouTube land and in sort of, gaming website land. And I wasn't going to talk about it, but then I was asked to talk about it, and I thought, do you know what, I am. Now, first of all, stipulations here. I've only seen pretty much what you've seen, which is, you know, the very sort of teaser, shorts, family-friendly sort of trailers for the new Call of Duty Modern Warfare. And I think the reason we're all hyped for it when we saw it was it's a return to form. Not only is it a return to really investing in a single player campaign, but trying to do something different, trying to inject some new life into a very, very stale sort of franchise and formula. So they're going with the Modern Warfare, you know, aspect again. I would have preferred a better title, I'm not going to be honest, but this video is not about that. This video is, can a game be too realistic? Short answer, no. But we'll get to my reasoning for that. So yeah, they've obviously tried to inject a bit of new blood into it. And so they're going the route of this is going to be a very, very visceral experience and accurate to warfare. How accurate it can be on this hardware? Well, you know, this hardware is still capable of pulling out some, you know, shiny and delicious graphics. But apparently all the journalists who've had access to it, early access to it, who've gone to Infinity Ward to see it, have pretty much said the same thing. Take this with a pinch of salt for two reasons. One, journalists, whenever they're writing an article, will always put a slant on it to, well, basically sell their article. So, you know, take it with a pinch of salt, how much of it is actually truthfully accurate. And also, I've scoured the web. I can't see anything more than you've seen. The only thing I can find out on it is, you know, other people talking about it, these journalists who've gone to, you know, Infinity Ward to get hands-on of what this game is alike. And bearing in mind that Infinity Ward are trying to make it a very brand new, different, you know, Call of Duty experience. So, yeah. Now, was it IGN? This blows my mind. Apparently, they were traumatized and very, very upset, and it is too realistic. Right. You're a journalist, you know, in the video game sort of community. If you're that easily upset, maybe this is the wrong job for you. Now, yes, I know I haven't seen it, but I guess it's the acts that it depicts, because apparently it stays away from chemical warfare, which I can kind of understand, but then you could argue how realistic it is. But you see civilians massacred, murdered, blown apart. Apparently there are moments when, again, this is what I've read, it may be possible that a child would die, or you might even have to sacrifice an innocent for, you know, the purpose of the mission, otherwise known as, I guess, an accurate portrayal of war. Because here's something I really want to quickly say. War is not fucking roses. Do you know what I mean? If I'm playing, and other people have said this, if I'm playing a war game, and again, maybe I'll play this game and be upset, I sincerely doubt it, but if I'm playing a war game, I don't want war to be depicted in a manner that is sanitized or watered down, because that's where age restriction comes in, which is a key point of this, my discussion in this video. But war should not be portrayed in a really, you know, watered down, shiny, happy fashion, because war is shit. And if you're going to make, you know, people have sacrificed their lives and died. In fact, these journalists who are rubbishing this, they have the freedom of speech because of people who fought in World War II. So, yeah, you should be aware of the consequences of it, even if it's a video game, you know. Again, age restriction is the key here. You should be aware of the consequences of actions within war on both sides, because both sides have to do appalling things. It's the nature of war. You know, it should not be removed or sanitized You know, what's that phrase? And I know it's a video game, but I mean, well, I know it's a video game. That's where this is making waves, isn't it? Because it's too realistic. But if you don't learn from history, you're doomed to repeat it. If you don't want to see stuff like this, then don't buy it, because this is my big point. This is my whole point for this argument. Again, I haven't seen it. I don't know how graphically amazing it is. It looks nice in the trailers. So when you have to, I don't know, if you do shoot an innocent person or something like that, how it's going to look. All I know is this. It says on the box that it's a game about war, right? If it's been reviewed and passed and certified, you know, with an 18 or whatever it is, you know, depending on the country you're in, you know, so someone said this is going out, but it's going out with this age restriction, then here's the deal. You know it's about war, you know it's got an 18 certificate, you know it says, you know, contains graphic images of war, swearing, you know, horrible scenes. You've only got yourself to blame if you played it and you're traumatized by it. Again, that remains to be seen. Because, and also with journalism, surely if you're a journalist and, you know, they tell you that this is a whole new experience, and you know that that's not your cup of tea, you have the right to decline to see it, or starting to see it and you see something that you disagree with, you have, you know, surely you're allowed, you're not going to get sacked for that, everyone has the right to refuse to do something, you know, to back out of the experience, to start projecting this fear and this crap and this propaganda, which is a sign of the modern times, really, isn't it? Around, you know, the internet, that this is too much, this is absolute too much. People should not be able to do things like this, experience things like this, you know? What about the kids and shit like that? It's got an 18 certificate on the front. Again, is it too realistic? The bottom line is, no, it cannot be too realistic if it's been given the go-ahead, you know, scrutinised, given a, you know, a certification and is allowed to be released. It cannot be too realistic. You know, if you find it is too realistic, these reviewers or whatever, the people these reviewers are saying are going to be traumatized by it, take some responsibility for your life or your actions. I know in modern society everything is someone else's fault, but no, as I said, it's a game about modern warfare. It says it's going to be, you know, all the build-up for it is this is going to be super hyper-realistic. This is what we're going for. 18 certificate, contains violence, gore, extreme images, yeah? Don't buy it. Don't expose yourself to it. I hate this. We're going to label it as too realistic. It's everything has to fall into a pigeonhole, and they have to say it for the rest of us to, I don't know what, agree with them and back away from it. See, I'm an adult, right? I've never had a speeding fine. I have never had a criminal record. I like my horror movies to be absolutely fucking horrible. I like my games to be incredibly violent. I'll be, you know, honest with you, I'm really super excited for this game. I've never fucking, you know, done anything horrible. I've never killed someone, beaten someone up, stuff like that. Why? Because I'm an adult. And that's how the normal adult mind works. I know I'm crossing threads here, and I've talked about this before, but I'm sick and tired of this whole movies incite violence, video games incite violence. No, people who are unhinged incite violence. Something wrong with them from day one. Whatever it triggers, something would have triggered it. It comes out, they behave this way. That's fuck all to do with movies and video games. So when people start deciding they have to protect the rest of us with phrases like, is it too realistic? You know, it's shocking and traumatizing. No, I'm an adult. I'll take responsibilities for my actions. If by some, you know, stretch of the imagination, it is that absolutely horrific, here's an idea. I'll just stop playing it. Who knew that you could do that? Free will. Apparently, it's a thing. It's the same with movies. Why can you have a movie? I mean, as good as video games are and everything like this, you know, and it's supposedly realistic, it's this. It will never be as realistic as stuff, you know. There are some pretty horrible movies, when I mean horrible, I mean accuracy, you know, wise, about warfare. Look at the start of Saving Private Ryan and things like that. You know, there are some obscenely graphic and violent war movies. You don't see people saying, like, this is too much, this is too much, this is too much. They simply all say, you know, oh look, it's an R-rated, it's an 18 certificate, it's an NC-17. You know, if you don't want to see images of this sort of graphic nature, don't go and see it. So why all of a sudden, back in video game land, these things are happening again? Because, do you know what, right, maybe this is a fucking foot above every other Call of Duty we've seen, but there's some pretty gnarly things in other Call of Duties. In the second one, where it gives you the chance to skip it, you can mow down all the innocents in the, you know, in the airport. I mean, blowing people's limbs off, stabbing people, stuff like that. there's some pretty graphic stuff in there anyway, so even how much more this is, you know what you're entering when you play a war game. So why every journalist, apparently, or the ones I've read, mainly IGN, is shitting their pants and saying this game is too realistic and that's a bad thing, I don't know. This is what I mean about deja vu at the start of this video. Why do we always travel in these big circles? You know, every now and then something comes along, you know, we had Grand Theft Auto, hell, we had Mortal Kombat way back in the day. We had stuff on the Spectrum that had blood in it, and they were going, oh my god, this 8-bit game with 5 colours is going to traumatise kids. It's people who want to just take control of everyone else, to force their will on them. They don't like something, they don't enjoy something, and everyone should agree with them. And they try and police it by fear. It's bollocks. It's censorship. As I said, if this game is as bad as they say it is, well, don't buy it, don't play it. 18 rated game. I'm looking forward to it. I like the fact that Infinity Ward know that they have to do something. And I also like the fact, you know, that, again, like I watch a lot of war movies and horror movies. It's trying to show you, watching a war movie, you know, can be very moving and educational, but it can never do something that a game does if it does have truly accurate visuals, which is you are in it. Maybe you will walk away and think about some of the actions you've just done. To me, that's education and a good thing. To have these people who... it blows my mind that someone can react that way. To have these people that react that way and then start talking negative about it before it's even out to the mainstream public, who haven't even seen these images, trying to shape their mind, it's shit. So the question of this video simply was, can a video game be too accurate? Well, if it's been done in a movie, you know, with proper life-like, you know, i.e. film visuals, if that topic has been done in a movie, that act has been done in a movie, it's been certified and released to the public, then why can't it be done in a game? And think about a couple of generations' time, when we're even more realistic. What are these people going to think about then? I simply say, no, there's no such thing as too realistic. There is such a thing as taking responsibility for your actions and deciding that something may not be for you and not exposing yourself to it, then shit-talking it and trying to bring other people around to your way of thinking. I know that is the general consensus of a large chunk of people in society, and it frustrates the shit out of me and has done for many years because I've talked about this on this channel many times. But there is no such thing as too realistic. Again, these are just my thoughts, and it's why I'm asking you, because I'd love to know your thoughts. And when I say that, in media, it's, you know, it's in a movie, it's in a play, it's in black and white in a book. So, you know, again, age restriction, not for you. Know your limits, I guess, but don't tell everyone else that, you know, or down talk or project a negative on it because it's too realistic. No, simple answer, nothing can be too realistic. It's up to you to know your limits and, you know, not to expose yourself to this content. To be perfectly honest, this answer goes back to day one of moving pictures, really, doesn't it? I don't know, it frustrates me. I mean, I am clawing through the internet to see, not because I'm a sick fucker, but to see what people are so upset about on this. And also, I'm not a sick fucker, I want to play it because I know, you know, well, I know it's based on real events or real warfare events as such. It's a game, and I've made my decision. I've paid my money at the door knowing that I can handle it. Anyway, kind of got away from me this one. As always, I'd love to know what you think. And is it basically, yeah, we're just going around in circles. We're back to day one of every time someone releases a game that's a ickle bit naughty. Anyway, thank you very much. Why am I looking up here? Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you later.